The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, has said the new national minimum wage may not materialize in September as earlier envisaged. Ngige, while addressing newsmen in Abuja, said the September date was just a date to conclude negotiations on issues of minimum wage. The minister, however, said the issue of capacity to pay was also paramount in deliberations on the minimum wage. According to him, and I quote, "It is to get the input of all those concerned, including state government and the organized private sector, that the committee embarked on a zonal public hearing across the nation." End of quote. The minister said further that in the course of the zonal public hearing, many state governments made different submissions ranging from 22,000 monthly to 58,000 naira. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Labour Congress had issued a strike threat to government if he fails to implement the new minimum wage before the end of the year. The clamour to amend Clause 72A and 73 of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund (TED Fund) Act 2011 and expand its scope of intervention has again suffered a major setback as stakeholders reject any change to the law. Those involved include the Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU), Committee of Vice Chancellors, TED Fund and National Universities Commission. Two separate bills proposing the amendment had passed first and second reading in the House of Representatives and came up for public hearing where stakeholders in the education sector spawned the amendment as an attempt to weaken the impact of TED Fund. The bill seeking to expand TED Fund interventions to private universities by about 10% of all the 2% company taxes collected and to federal tertiary health institutions and teaching hospitals by 17.5% of the taxes. Speaking at the public hearing held in the House Committee on Tertiary Education Services, the National President of ASU, Professor Biodun Ogunyemi, said private universities are private enterprises which should be contributing to TED Fund and not the other way around. He noted that allowing private universities to benefit from TED Fund would violate the essence of establishing the fund, which is to get private sector to contribute to funding of education through education tax. The State Governor Ayo Fayose says the defection of former Minister of State for Works, Mr. Dayo Adeyeye, from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress will not affect the party's fortune, especially in the state upcoming election. The governor made this disclosure in a statement signed by his Special Assistant on Public Communication and New Media, Lanre Olayinka, in Ado Ekiti. Fayose noted that Adeye's defection to the All Progressive Congress had merely confirmed his earlier position that he was never a loyal and committed member of the People's Democratic Party. Adeyeye had lost to the incumbent deputy governor of the state, Professor Olusola Kolabo, at the party's primary held in the state. It will be recalled that Adeyeye served as the spokesperson of People's Democratic Party when it was in a deep crisis. A Nigerian clergyman, Bro Joshua Nkila, has encouraged Nigerian churches to help in building those in the entertainment industry positively, as not to use their talent to things that are not godly. Bro Joshua Nkila made this known at a service to mark his birthday in Abuja. Bro Joshua Nkila is the General Overseer of Champion Royal Assembly based in Abuja.
Check every secular, worldly, popular musician. They started in the church and pastors never encouraged them. And as a result of that, you know what have happened? They are now secular, worldly unbelievers promoting millions of people to hell. So my take is that as much as the church must build holiness, the church can build these people with this potential, with holiness principles, and they will deliver in the fear of God holiness.
He used the occasion to advise his friends and some members of the church.
That's why you have to be very careful. Don't help God. Anything God will not do for you and is not ready to do, wait for him until he's ready to do it. I say it. Anything God will not do for you and is not ready to do it, wait for him until he's ready to do it. Why must you kill yourself? Some of you are too particular. If I do this, I say, now that you have done all the miracles, how many souls have come? What grows the church is very spiritual. Don't help God. Allow God to do his work. And that's why you see, Job said, all the days of my life, I will wait until my change comes. Thank you.
It is a 3-day birthday celebration with the downtrodden, street beggars, and orphans. Brother Joshua Nginla, in his yearly routine, gives out gifts to the poor and donates houses to the homeless as a way of thanking God for adding another year to his life. This year's celebration has a widow and her 5 children receive 1 million naira cash, scholarship, and a 3-bedroom bungalow. Both physically challenged persons and orphans were given cash gifts. Many gospel artists in Nigeria and outside graced the occasion, which one of them, Aboki for Christ, prays for more grace and wish him well.
As he celebrates his birthday today, I, Aboki for Christ, I wish Brother Joshua Nginla greater grace for greater impact. I wish him, the fresh hand of the Lord upon his life to take him beyond his wildest imagination.